I am Chris Oesler, landscape designer for Colonial Gardens and Jim Riffe Homes. Been designing in Kansas City metropolitan area for 30 years now, and everyone is an individual. So when you're looking at your outdoor living space, just imagine it is an interior space, but open air. So you're looking at your outdoor spaces is, how am I going to be using this? When am I going to be using this? How many people do I want to entertain? Do you have a big family? Do you have a small family? Do you have a large extended family? Do you have grandkids? Do you have newly arriving children? There's a lot to consider, and a lot. What it mainly has to do with is you as an individual and is you as a family. How do you want to live? You know, a lot of humans, want an outdoor fireplace and an outdoor kitchen, but you also got to consider the maintenance of those things. A lot of times the outdoor kitchens, they're great for the first few years, but you're going to have to look forward to changing out that grill. The outdoor fireplace is fantastic, but you're going to have to treat it like an interior fireplace. You're going to have to get it cleaned. You're going to have to get it sealed. There's a lot of things to consider. So when you're looking at your exterior, think about your interior, and it is an extension of your interior. I'm kind of coming from the school of Frank Lloyd Wright, where his philosophy was architecture should never be imposed on the earth. Architecture should appear to rise from the earth. So the architecture of your home is important to the style of landscape, but not to an extreme. In other words, we're not looking at it from the point of view of Versailles. What would give your home its introduction to the natural world versus its imposition on the natural world? So by looking at the exterior, I like to really play with, especially when there's stone details on the home, is really kind of play within those hues and textures of that stone and bring that forward into the landscape as a continuation and as an identity that landscape belongs to that home just through material and texture. Common mistakes humans make when planning their landscapes for the immediate and for the future is coming in with the idea of a manicured landscape. By having these high maintenance gardens, that cost is real. By having very little diversity in your landscape. If you have just a few species of shrubs and a couple of trees, that's really not going to do it for you. In the long term, you're not going to be happy. What is a better approach is to add little bits, but diversify as you're adding your plantings, and that'll prevent disease. That'll prevent the spread of disease and pests, what have you, because they tend to go to things they like. And so the more diversity you have, the less impact you have on your landscape overall. Advice I would give humans starting out on their outdoor living spaces and their outdoor oasis and their curb appeal, your overall landscape, is to hire a designer or a landscape architect to create a relationship and be truthful about what your goals are for your family and what your goals are for your home, and to plan, because things can be done in stages. I've had clients who are currently on their stage 8 of a project. They didn't start off by doing it all at once. If you have the means, go for it. But if you really want to budget out and really get a feel for your land, do it in phases. And the best way to do that is to hire a professional designer.